With the recent announcement of the next update for gtaonline coming in December, we know we are getting some strategic new robberies that we will be able to launch from the garment factory or our iFruit phone. But there is one thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to these new robberies and really just new content in general in gtaonline nowadays, and that is cooldowns. In the past couple of updates, the cooldowns and limitations on the new content have really killed a lot of the hype when the updates first come out. Look at the bottom dollar bounties DLC. The main bulk of the content were the daily high value targets. Now don't get me wrong, the high value bounty target missions were very cool. I liked how each one had their own little story to them, and the missions themselves were a bit more advanced than most in their design. But when the DLC came out, all you had access to was one high value target mission on that day, and then the 3 smaller targets that reset every in-game day. And it made the update feel very small on release day. And if we go back to last year's December update, the Chop Shop DLC, the same thing kind of ruined the business, because despite the salvage yard robberies themselves being well made for the most part, the McTony robbery I'm still not a fan of, but the others I do like. Once you get done with the 3 that are on your computer for that week, that's all there is to do for the entire week. And so you're paying upwards of $2 to $3 million for these salvage yard properties, and you're just limited in the amount of money that you can make in a certain amount of time. You can only make $1 million a week thereabouts, with the salvage yard, not counting the tow truck missions, but those are minimal anyways in comparison to the robberies. It's essentially a hard cap on the salvage yard property earnings that you can't do anything about. No matter how good you get at the missions, it doesn't matter because you're just capped on the amount of money you can earn per week from the main portion of that business. Now maybe from a casual perspective, this doesn't seem as bad because if you only have a few hours to play per week, for instance, that's really just enough time to do all 3 of the robberies. At that point, you likely won't ever run into the issue of being hard capped on your earnings. But for someone like me, and I'm sure many others who like to go for these tier 4 challenges especially, when the tier 4 challenge requires $10 million in earnings and you can only earn $1 million a week, even if you are the best grinder on planet Earth, you still gotta wait 10 weeks to get that tier 4 challenge done, and that does not feel rewarding at all. I understand that they are afraid of a Kayak Rico situation again. They don't want people to just spam the same content over and over, and that's why they do these cooldowns. And also to artificially inflate how long the new content lasts. But it just feels bad when I want to play the new content that just came out, and I can't. I'm just limited. So these new robberies that are coming in December, I personally hope they are in the style of the auto shop contracts. The auto shop contracts, or robberies, whatever you want to call them, I think the way these are set up is almost perfect. They have cooldowns, and I know you can't do the exact same auto shop contract back to back. It'll be grayed out. But the main thing about these auto shop contracts is that you aren't hard capped. Now, the amount of money that you make from these is not nearly as much as it would be from each individual salvage yard robbery, but in a week's time, you can make a whole lot more from the auto shop than you could from the salvage yard robberies because you're not capped. So I really hope that these new robberies with Pavel are in the same style as the auto shop contracts, as opposed to how the past couple of updates have handled cooldowns. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. I know it's kind of a short one today, but that's one thing that really popped into my mind as soon as I saw that we were getting new robberies, and I just wanted to talk about it. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. I know a lot of you guys also feel the same way that I do with the cooldowns. You hate them. And if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more gtaonline content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.